Hello, how are you today? This is Dr. Michael Koku. This is the Leadership Advancement Mentorship podcast, and I want to welcome you to this very special session. Normally, I have a guest with me, but today I want to add value to you, and I believe as this year is coming to an end, there's something special I just want to get across to you. And what I'll be sharing with you in this exciting teaching is the 4 different life zones. The 4 different life zones. And if you've been listening to me, it's possible for you to have had this before, but I want to give it to you in a very unique format, in a very unique form as we come in bringing this year to an end. This year, 2023, we just have barely 12 days to the end of this year. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions because it's good to always have an habit of reflection because the law of reflection says growth catch up with us when we pause and reflect. And it takes reflection to turn our experience into insight. Insight means wisdom. So how do you reflect? So let me give you the reflection Kickstarter. Ask yourself 3 questions. And I want you to use that with respect to this year. The first question is, what went right? The second question is, what went wrong? And the third question is, what can I do differently? What went right? What went wrong? And what can I do differently? It's very important for you to take the last few days of this 2023 to reflect. Otherwise, if we don't reflect, we will continue to repeat the same mistake. We'll continue to repeat the same, dumb decisions that will really hurt our chance of winning. So reflection is key. And I want you to make this season, and don't just be caught up with the holiday season celebration. Also make it a time of reflection. Also make it a time of gratitude, gratitude to God for helping you out this year and to people that He has put in your life. Yeah, so let's get back to these 4 different life zones that I want to share with you today. Now, these 4 different life zones are very, very important for we all to learn and to know. So the first life zone is the coasting zone. The coasting zone. This is a zone that this is the statement of the zone. I do as little as possible. It is a zone in which you do less than what you've always done. The second life zone is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a zone in where you just do the same thing all over again, same old, nothing new. It's a zone where you do what you've always done. And there's no growth that is guaranteed in the comfort zone. Now, we also have the third zone, which we call the challenge zone. The challenge zone is a zone where you do more than what you've always done. It's a zone of doing more than what you've always done. It's where you attempt to do what you have not done before. And the fourth zone is the creative zone. Now, this is not all about doing, it's all about thinking. Because one of the things that is hard to get people to do is to think. There's a statistics that says only 5% of the world do think. 15% think that they are thinking, and 80% would rather die than to think. So thinking is not something that comes naturally to every one of us. It's something that we have to intentionally give ourselves to. It's something that we have to intentionally do. So we need to have a think time where we just think. Now, let's get back to this zone, these 4 different life zones. Listen, what I'm sharing with you is not, for me, it's not a theory. It's my life. It's the way I live. You see, this has changed my life when I got to really understand how this thing works. And one of the things I want to challenge you is this. And I want you to be really honest with yourself. And as I give more insight and more perspective about each of these zones, this is a time for self-examination. I want you to examine yourself to really find out which zones are you currently. Which zones are you currently? This is the only thing that you can do, because you don't have to fool yourself. And whatever zones you are, you can move up. That's the good news. And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to encourage you to do that. You need to make a commitment to move to the zone that will help you to be the best version for yourself. So let's look at it. Now, the first zone, the coasting zone, like I said, is the zone where we do less than what we've always done. Let's say you are the kind of person that in a month, you read 2 books, and then you started reading only 1 book. You have drifted to the coasting zone. So that means you're doing more before. Now you start doing less. That is where you do as little as possible. Now, Benjamin Mays said, the tragedy in life doesn't lie in not reaching your goal. The tragedy lies in having no goal to reach. So that means the tragedy in life doesn't lie in you not reaching your goal, but having no goal to reach. You see, if you have a goal to reach, you have a like a standard that you set yourself. You can be in this coasting zone. You can be in that coasting zone. Albert Einstein said, a ship is always safe at the shore, but that is not what it was built for. A ship is built to ride on the high sea, in the midst of the wave, in the midst of the storm. In the coasting zone, one may find temporary comfort in avoiding challenges, but the true essence of life lies beyond the safety of familiar waters. To remain static is to deny yourself the opportunity of experiencing the fullness of your potential for growth and discovery. So this is not what you want to do with your life. You can afford to slow down. You can afford to scale down. You can afford to live in this coasting zone. It's going to destroy you with time. Now, let's look at the second zone, which is the challenge zone. The second zone is the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a zone that many people live in. This zone is where you do what you've always done. Steve Jobs says, the only way to great work is to love what you do. One time ago, I was reading a success book. I was in medical school at this time, and I find out something I said, and this wise man said, in order for you to succeed in life, you need to love what you're doing, you need to know what you are doing, and you need to believe in what you're doing. You need to love your work. When you love your work, work is no longer work. Listen, I work more now than when I was practicing as a physician. My wife, she's a nurse. At times, she will come back, meeting me at work. And at times, I will continue my work. And at times, it's for her to sleep. And I will still be on my table working. Why? Because work means to become. The root word of work means to become yourself. It means to produce. That's what happens. Work helps us to become a better version of yourself. Work does not kill. Not working is what kills. There's nothing that destroys like idleness. Work helps you to reveal your worth to the world. And I was listening to a speaker today, the former CEO of Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is a great food chain in the North American area here. And he was talking about this work ethic of Elon Musk. How, in the early days of his business that he was involved in, how he would sleep in the warehouse. And because he, as a leader, has that kind of strong work ethic, it rubs on everyone working with him. That's something about work. And it's no marvel that he's the richest man in the world now. The same thing with Jeff Bezos. The same thing with Bill Gates. I heard about Bill Gates one time. He worked he was working on a computer for 36 hours. Work. The question is this: do you love what you're doing? Do you love what you are doing right now? Yes, I mean you. Do you love what you're doing? Listen, if you don't love what you're doing, you don't enjoy going to work. If you don't believe in it, you may know it, but those three things have to be in place. You need to know what you're doing. You need to believe in what you're doing, and you need to love what you're doing. A lot of people think I'm crazy that how can you qualify as a physician and you didn't go further to specialize, and now you're doing something else. Listen, I love what I'm doing. Anyone that knows me well knows that what I'm doing is what I'm born for. See, your career is what you are paid for. Your calling is what you are born for. I am born for this. Listen, I can do executive coaching with my client all day. I can do training all day. I just love, learning, and I like sharing what I'm learning in a simple way that people can apply to their life to experience change and transformation. So I'm an agent of transformation. I'm a catalyst, and that's what I want to know. So the second zone is the comfort zone. It's where you do what you've always done. Jim Rohn said, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And listen, change is a choice. The comfort zone is a tempting haven, but it is an embracing change and taking risks that we unlock our full potential. Innovation and progress only thrive in the soil of discomfort and adaptation. You need to be ready to leave your comfort zone. No growth happens in the comfort zone. Now, one of the quotes that I got of recent, I'm really really addicted to quote. I love quotes. I like to learn, and quote speaks to me. And one of the quotes that I really encounter of recent really talks about the comfort zone. And I like the way this quote really came, And this man, Stan Dale is a radio broadcaster, teacher, and founder of the Woman Awareness Woman Awareness Institute. Look at what Stan Dale said. He said, comfort zones are plush-lined coffins. Plush-lined coffins. When you stay in your plush-lined coffins, you die. That's what comfort zone is. I mean, it's like, a plush-lined coffin, a coffin that is well padded. And that's how many people do. I know what I'm talking about. I've been in comfort zone before, and I know how it feels. No growth happens in your comfort zone. Now, let's go to the third zone now, which we call the challenge zone. Now, the challenge zone is the third zone. Is where you attempt to do what you haven't done before. Now, when you attempt to do what you have not done before, you're going to meet a pushback. For instance, let me use a simple illustration. There was a time I used to do exercise, go out to do some jogging, walking, and all that. Because most of the time I work from home, except I go out to speak or go out for travel for conferences. And of recent, I just started, I was reading a book and I was really inspired about it because I said, I need to start my exercise. And I just give myself that 3 times a day, I'll go out and jog. And what makes this so challenging is this, in this part of the world, the weather has changed. We are going towards the winter time. In fact, in a few days now, we'll be in the winter. So right now we're in the fall, the temperature is dropping. But because I made up my mind to go out of the comfort zone, because out of the comfort zone, that is where growth happens. So, and I started that plan and I went for it. I did three days last week. This week, I've done 2 days. And I'm going to do the third one on Friday. Now, what am I saying? The first time that I started, my whole body system was against it. I was feeling body pain all around me. Oh, it was like, what did I get myself to? Now, do you know what I felt? Discomfort. Listen, discomfort is a sign of growth. Whenever you are feeling discomfort, when you see, in doing something that you've not done before, you are out of your comfort zone. And guess what? That is where growth happens. You see, I like to classify the first two zones that I shared with you, the coasting zone and the comfort zone, as the no growth zone. The challenge zone and the creative zone, these are the growth zone. They are also called the potential zone. That is where you can reach your full potential. And when I got that, and listen, and I've applied this to many areas of my life, and I've seen great results. And I've challenged my clients to do the same too. So like I said, with the exercise right now, so today I was able to do my day 5. Friday, it will become day 6. Now my body is getting used to it. Today was different. I was really, because the more you move out discomfort, the more you're going to break the resistance for you to remain in the comfort zone. So the challenge zone is a zone where you do more than what you've always done. Let's say you've been reading one book in a month and you started reading more than one book. That is your challenge zone. For instance, I'm reading 4 books at the moment. And the thing about this book is, some of them, I just make up my mind that I just want to read a page. And because of that, I've almost finished the books. Because that is what happens when you push yourself. When you push yourself. I'm so excited about that new plan. For instance, the last time I wrote a book until this year was 20 years ago. And just imagine, I didn't write a book for 20 years. My first book was in year 2000. My second book was in 2003. Both of them, I was in medical school. Then I told myself this year that, no, I can't do that no more, that I'm going to move to my challenge zone. So this year, I challenged myself to write 10 books. As I speak with you right now, 5 of my books are already published this year in Amazon right now. And I still have 5 more books to write. I'm on my 6th book right now. Now, what does that mean? I decided to get out of the comfort zone and to be in my challenge zone. Now, William Butler yet said, do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking. Wow, that was a total unconventional teaching. What we have been taught is strike when the iron is hot, strike when the iron is hot. But look at what William Butler Yeats just told us. Do not wait to strike till the iron is hot, but make it hot by striking. That means when you keep striking, the iron is going to get hot. Wow, that was unusual. And Helen Keller said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. This is why you need to see everyone that have achieved greatness, they live in their challenge zone. So now get this word. You need to leave, L-E-A-V, your comfort zone in order to live, L-I-V-E, in your challenge zone. Challenge zone is where the action is. It's where you have a chance to grow to your full potential. In the challenge zone, one is poised to overcome obstacles and forge new paths. It is here that resilience is built, skills are honed, and personal growth becomes a constant companion. Today, growing for me is natural. I remember one time, I can take a book for a long time. I'll just have the book. And I just don't know why I won't be reading the book. I would go to my barber shop. My barber is from Vietnam. It's a Vietnam. And it's from Vietnam. It's a Vietnamese. And he would say, you still reading this book? And I go to the barber every 2 weeks. And I mean, for 2 months, 3 months, he would just observe the same book. And one day I decided to trick the barber. And when I went there, I took another book. So just to keep the man quiet. But guess who is not quiet? My conscience. My conscience was not quiet. When I left the barber shop, the barber did not say anything about the book. I took a new book. to make the Baba feel as if I finished that book. But I told myself, my conscience began to speak to me that you deceived the Baba. This was many years ago. And I said, no, I don't want to live this way. And I begin to, get out of that rut to begin to leave my comfort zone. Today, reading comes natural to me. I just shared that with someone, and so that you won't feel as if I've always been on the high side and all that. Listen, we all have two things in us. We have an eagle in us that want to soar to the greatest height. And we also have the hippopotamus in us that want to wallow in the mud. You see, the hippopotamus like to live in the coasting zone, just to wallow in the mud, that just slow down, just calm down, take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. That's the hippo in us. That's why you need to surround yourself with the eagle people, the people that are always soaring. Because those that have taken time to get away from the hippo in them, to connect with the eagles in them, those are the kind of people you need to surround yourself with. When you are with them, they make you want to do more. That is what puts you in the challenge zone of life. The challenge zone where you do more. That is where growth happens. So the last zone is the creative zone. The creative zone is where you attempt to think what you have never thought before. You see, everything is created twice. First in the mind, and secondly in life. Albert Einstein said, the world as we have created it is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. For you to change anything in this world, you have to change the way you think. Albert Einstein said, creativity is intelligence having fun. The creative zone is where the mind transcends boundaries. When you begin to think beyond every constraint, every convention. I mean, when I share with people that I want to write 10 books this week, some people look at me as weird. But it starts with a thought. It starts with a thought. So innovation flourishes at this realm, at this fourth zone, which is the creative zone. And I want to encourage you. Begin to evaluate yourself right now. Are you presently in your coasting zone, or your comfort zone, or challenge zone, and creative zone? Only you can answer this question. And I want to tell you something. No matter where you are right now, you can make up your mind as this year is coming to an end that you want to turn over a new leaf. You want to become the new you. You want to be more. You don't want anything to surcharge you again. You want to become the best version of yourself. And I want to encourage you. Everything begins with decision that you need to follow up with action. But your action needs an accountability. You need an accountability partner. Someone to come along, like I said, people to check on you. I remember the first time I want to read a book. It's a 15-chapter book. And I want to break out of my comfort zone. And I made up my mind to finish the book in 15 days. I told one of my co-workers about the plan. And I told my wife. So I have two different accountability partners. Guess what? And I told myself that until I finish one chapter, I'm not going to sleep. And that's what happened. Within 15 days, I finished the book. The book is called 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by Dr. John Maxwell. That book changed my life. I want to encourage you. Many people have not read a book since. I want to encourage you. As we're going towards the end of this year, evaluate yourself. Which zones are you living? Which zones are you currently at? Now, if you can answer that question, the next question you need to ask is, what do I need to do to upgrade my zone? But the good news I want to tell you is this. Everyone can live in their challenge zone. All you have to make up your mind is, I want to do more than I've always done. My name is Dr. Michael Koku, and I believe you've gotten so much value from this. Please kindly drop in this chat box and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so that you can also hear great content. Next week, I'll be bringing to you one of the friend of mine, Miss Tasha McDonald. She's so phenomenal. I'll be with her and on the podcast and to learn from her leadership journey. Don't miss it. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of the week, but make sure you leave your comfort zone and be the best version of yourself. Thank you.